Hey guys, what's up? TranquilityDreaaMz here, and I've got a bit of a different video today for you guys. Today I'm just going to go over the wish list for Fallout 4 before it's released, and I've got quite a lot of requests from what I'm expecting from the new game. Now, first of all, New Vegas was a brilliant game, but there's a lot of things which I think can be added to the new one to make it more improved. Now, first of all, the graphics on Fallout New Vegas are very old, as it shares the same game engine as Fallout 3. Don't get me wrong, the game engine is fantastic. It's a very easy system, which I'm now used to after playing the two Fallout games, but I do think the game engine should be updated like Skyrim has. The graphics on New Vegas are poor, but I do hope the game engine kind of remains the same. But a lot of people were asking for a new one, and some people were asking for them to keep the new one. Fallout New Vegas was a brilliant game, a brand new variety to the Fallout series, a lot more engagement in terms of the character dialogue options. You had the brand new companion wheel, they introduced hardcore mode, but Fallout New Vegas was riddled with bugs and glitches, and before of the release of Fallout 4, they need to skim over the game for bugs and glitches, because New Vegas updated several patches on the game, and this was just due to bugs and glitches really. Your character getting stuck in rocks, you losing your companions, corrupt save, the game kept freezing, and the loading times as well for New Vegas is absolutely appalling. I mean, it takes like 15 seconds just to go into like a shack. Like, say for example, if you're going to go and enter Wolfhorn Ranch, it must take up to like 30 seconds to load sometimes, and sometimes that can result in freezing. So sometimes you have to go back to the dashboard or the PlayStation, whatever it's called, and you have to come after the actual game of Fallout New Vegas, and then you have to restart up the game again. Some people I know have actually had to restart the whole main story quest line all over again, and rebuild a new character, and this is just because of a corrupt save data. The main story quest line for New Vegas was kind of interesting really. It feels like it's way too tedious, and it's not as gripping as the Fallout 3 storyline. In Fallout 3 you follow your dad on his travels to learn why he left Vault 101. But Fallout New Vegas has a very tedious storyline, with only 2 quests before the end of this quest line. The story for Fallout 4 needs to be gripping and needs to keep the gamers hooked until the very end. Fallout 3 had a very, very good atmosphere when it came to the main story quest line. Fallout New Vegas' story quest line got boring very quickly and dragged on way too much, leading a very boring gameplay. The actual side quests for New Vegas were a lot more appealing and interesting for me, as I found they were a lot more interesting. You can get a lot more collectible weapons out of them, and the actual main backstory to them were actually a lot more exciting than the actual main story quest line. Fallout is meant to be a post-apocalyptic wasteland where every day is just a horrific fight for survival. The capital wasteland was, but the Mojave wasteland just seemed to be paradise, the glory of the New Vegas Strip and the wild open spaces. They did kind of create a much more less apocalyptic atmosphere. Enemies just weren't as jumpy when you encountered them in the New Vegas, because you saw them from long distance. But Fallout 3, you had a lot more close quarter combat with your enemies, and the whole post-apocalyptic Washington DC was a lot more gloomy and kind of mystical compared to the New Vegas. So I hope Fallout 4 has an atmosphere which is very similar to Fallout 3. Like, I want the wasteland to be a lot more close quarters, I want there to be a lot more buildings, and it needs to be more close quarters. New Vegas was way too far open spaces, way too open, and yeah, but they should definitely sort that out. Another request for Fallout 4, I don't think the game should end after the main story questline is complete. Fallout 3 made the mistake, so they released Broken Steel, which allowed you to continue the questline, and added the level cap to 30. But with Fallout New Vegas, whilst you're playing, you have to save before you play the final mission, because after the second battle of Hoover Dam, the game ends, and that's basically it. And you either go back to an earlier save or you restart the whole game all over again. So that's quite annoying. They should definitely let you carry on after the main questline is complete. The DLCs in New Vegas I thought were absolutely brilliant, and I think they should continue that way in Fallout 4. But New Vegas's release dates were kind of dodgy and rough, as some DLCs were delayed almost 3 months. The Lonesome Road DLC, the final one, which concludes the 2 corridors, was originally scheduled to release in July, but got set back to almost the end of September. The side quests on New Vegas are too spread out. I think they need to have a lot more side quests based on factions. For example, Brotherhood of Steel. In Fallout 3 they were a very big faction, like they were a massive part of the main questline. On New Vegas there isn't overly loads of side quests which are based on factions, and I really think that would be nice in Fallout 4. We could have a lot of more kind of side quests to do with factions, like more with the Great Khan. There wasn't many with the Great Khans, but it'd be nice if they did more which actually involved the factions, and maybe you can be promoted as like a different rank in the different factions, or you can get different armors, or you can access new weapons which they use. In terms of DLC, I hope Fallout 4 releases at least a total of 5 missions, just to keep the players coming back for more and more. The Fallout New Vegas endings, even though they all kind of optimists in going different ways with different people, they all ended around the same kind of sequence, which was either ending up at the Legate camp or killing General Oliver. And all 4 endings lead to the same ending sequence, which I thought wasn't really intense or gripping. So with Fallout 4, if they have different endings, I hope they are completely different, distinct and unique from each other, because then it just makes you really decide on what ending you want to pick. Fallout New Vegas had a lot of variety with different things. There was a lot more enemies included. There was a lot more weapons. There was weapon mods, which I thought was brilliant. But the different types of ammo did confuse some players when they first got Fallout New Vegas. Don't get me wrong, the different ammo types are brilliant, but there's just too many. Like sluggish rounds, armor-piercing gorges. It can get very confusing at times. And sometimes when I don't have any ammo left on the game, like a Deathclaw's chasing after me, I wonder, what ammo do I pick? So I do think they should keep the ammo varieties the same as New Vegas, but they should just cut down on the different varieties and amounts, because it can get very confusing. I hope the dialogue option remains the same on Fallout 4, as the New Vegas and Fallout 3 one was very good. The dialogue option was very good. They should let you have a lot more customization with your character. Like, they should have a lot more different skills than Fallout New Vegas did. They should have big guns and small guns skills back, because some people prefer using small weapons and some people prefer using big weapons. The survival skill, I think, should definitely stay on there. I thought that was a really good skill. I did enjoy using the campfire to make different various items. I think they should have more rare, unique weapons and collectible items, which are actually based on rewards from quests. Quite a lot of the rare items in this game are found through exploration, and I think that'd be really cool if you could get it through side quests. That just kind of encourages you to explore more and get those quests completed. Another thing I really want there to be in Fallout 4 is I really want them to keep the Pip-Boy 3000. I really want it to kind of keep around the same system as Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, as that was good. But at the moment, that's my only requests for Fallout 4. If you have any questions or comments or any opinions of your own, please just comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.